And good morning as we move into a Wednesday morning cold as you're waking up. 18 degrees in Meridian. Wind chill is sitting at 10 degrees if I look at my notes that I've got written down. Now, to the north of us, to the northwest of Meridian, as we get toward Philadelphia, you'll get into 17 degrees and a wind chill of about 8 degrees. One of the big questions we're having this morning, how is traffic? What's going on? From what I've gathered of the people that I've spoke to this morning, travel in Lauderdale County is getting there. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't bridges that still don't have some ice on it. So every bridge that you approach this morning, go slowly. And most of these will have that. You can see it with your headlights as daylight. I don't have a window where I'm sitting, so I can't tell what it looks like outside at this moment. But the lane where you can see where the tire tracks go through, that'll be more visible as daylight comes in. Stay on those. I spoke with someone who traveled a little bit ago on Highway 19 into Meridian, didn't have any trouble, took it slow. The bridge by the airport there, by Waters International, went over it with no problem whatsoever, but stayed in those tire track lanes. So in the Meridian area, make sure to do that. Now, all points to the west of Meridian, when you get out of Lauderdale County, treat that totally different because it is like we live in two different worlds. Lauderdale County is kind of like the line of where, and I just got to note, it is daylight outside. Thanks, Tommy. I appreciate that. It is the imaginary line there of good versus bad there. Newton County, totally different there. Getting reports, and we'll look at the Mississippi Department of Transportation website here in just a moment. Traffic still backed up on I-20, blocked down. We'll go to the cameras. You can see the trucks that are just sitting there this morning that hadn't moved there on I-20. So not much going on this morning. As you're getting up, going, if you wouldn't mind, share my page as we're sitting here talking so other people can see it, hear about it. Sometimes the way this stuff works with your notifications, it doesn't always go off on somebody's phone. So if you wouldn't mind, share it for me so they can see what's going on. And we'll have numerous updates today as we go along. We'll do dual forecast again. The Meridian area is going to have this, and just to the west of us, including Newton, Neshoba, Winston counties, and even a little bit of Kemper County, will have some more of a chance of some weather. So we'll throw that out there here in just a little bit. We'll go into all of that. Also, we're going to get into who's not working today, and also we'll get into the closings and all of that good stuff and let you know all of that. Now, I will say this. It's more people working today than it was yesterday. The list is not near as long. The Lauderdale County Farm Supply will be open today. They'll open the doors at 7:30. I spoke with Joe at Piggly Wiggly last night. They'll be opening up in Collinsville this morning on regular time, 7 to 7. They'll be there for anything that you might need. I know the bread starts getting weak. Now, again, most schools, and I'm not saying we'll go over the list here, most schools are affected. They just don't take a chance when it comes to our children of getting on an icy back road because they have to travel with school buses and things a lot more what we would call the rural route. We've all lived there. We know that, and they're just not traveled as much as the traffic in the cities. So, all right, let's get going. Good morning to Donna Sue Pebbles. Glad you are up and at 'em. Melinda Rucker is up also. And Tommy, glad to have you on. Miss Joyce Stamper, how are you doing there? Well, I guess we'd call you Arrington, wouldn't we? Good morning to you. All right, let's move and look at MDOT first. Let's pull this up here and take a look here. All right, if you will notice, this is coming out of Meridian. This is here before you get to Lost Gap. We got dots. These are a bunch of bridges right there. A little messy there. All right, let's go ahead. Now, this is Forest, Mississippi here. As you'll see, there's a rig trying to ease across the bridge there. Got a bunch of trucks just sitting on the side of the road on the opposite side. It's between Newton and Forest where I-20 was shut down. And as you can see, that looks totally different than it does here in Meridian. Now, this is Forest. This is on the other side of where I-20 was blocked. So there is a little bit of travel there. And I assume that's getting off there at the truck stops, and they're going over to fuel up there, and that's in Forest. A bunch of them pulled over on the side of the road, taking them a snooze there. As we look at this, let's zoom in on this so you can see this a little bit closer. If you're watching me on a cell phone, that screen's a little bit smaller than it is if you've got it thrown up on your TV. And I'll point that out. If you've got a smart TV, you can throw this up onto the screen. Now, don't ask me how to do that. Angie Ray has to do all that for me when it comes to stuff like that. I didn't say I was the smartest whippersnapper when it come to all that. But if you'll notice this is where we've got issues right there. When this dot is showing that use extreme caution, when you get into these red areas right here, some issues there. We come across these bridges right there up on Newton, and then we've got still that closure in between here and there. I've sent a couple messages. I should be getting some answers back here in a little while as to what those road conditions are through there. We'll see what we can get as far as answers. As we go further into Jackson, let's go ahead and take a look at some cameras here at Brandon and see what the weather looks like in Jackson on these. That one's not available. Let's take a look at the second one. Neither is it. I guess it's just too cold for me, isn't it? I got one hidden there behind the other one if I can get to it, and it's not looking like I'm going to get that one. So let's go on down the road to the next exit. Yeah, here we go. We'll switch it to video and then turn this on. Now the road looks a little bit better there. It looks as though this the eastbound lane is a little bit better than the west side, but they are easing through. One lane of traffic, as you'll see, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Use the lane that's open, travel. Don't get into another lane that doesn't have a lot of work on it, a lot of travel on it, or where that word come from. But a little bit of movement there on 20. Let's go on up on 20 and take a look here. All right, this one doesn't look as good as the other, and this is at the airport. And for whatever, there we go. The road doesn't look as good there. So it's going to be bits and pieces like we were talking about here in the Meridian area. When you go up on those bridges, be careful. Now, again, anything to the west of us, Newton, those areas, the road's going to be a whole lot worse. And again, if you see something, share that with us. If you've got friends, family in that neighborhood as well, pass along any information that you can on that. All right, let's see here what I wanted to do. I wanted to check, see if the Newton Sheriff's Department. All right, let's pull up now. Oh, I got a beautiful picture there. Candace sent a great picture of sunrise in Martin. Let's just show that because that does look good there. That is a pretty picture. Sun coming up in Martin. I like that. All right, let's see here. Let's pull up and see what is going on with MDOT. See if they've updated anything. The Mississippi Department of Transportation on their website, and this is a few hours old, but we'll still show what the Mississippi Department of Transportation was showing. Let's pull this up here. What they've got listed is a list of closures due to winter weather in Mississippi. Now, this is about 14 hours old. It had both directions of I-20 on 49 and 18 in Reagan County, 35 between Scott County line and Smith County, Mount Zion Road and Lincoln County, I-20 westbound between Highway 61, Mississippi River there, both directions of County Road 27, Frontage Road, in Warren County. Most of this is going to be over toward Vicksburg, that area, as we get to further down the list there. But that should be updated in a little bit also. Let's look at Philadelphia Police Department, see what they've got there. All right, let's see. Let's update here. Make sure the police department there in Philadelphia, if you know somebody there, check on that. Now, this is that's about 18 hours old, and of course roads were blocked. And I don't think anything has changed in Philadelphia at this point because the temperatures have stayed steady, colder, and the roads are a whole lot worse in Philadelphia than they are in the Meridian area. But if you happen to know anything in that area, if you're in Philadelphia and you have been out or spoke to someone that has traveled some roads there, please let us know. All right, let me check the Newton County Sheriff's Department, see if they've updated anything that's in Newton County. Let's see here. Let's pull that up. The last the Newton County Sheriff's Department has posted was about the church where they were taking in people that didn't have heat there at the Methodist Church in Decatur. So that's a rundown of what I've got to the west of us at the moment. And again, this information will start rolling in here in a little bit as we wake up, and I'll come back with more updates on that. All right, let's move to power outages of what we know this morning, what's going on nationwide. Let's look at that picture and then come back locally as we pull this up. Texas is down to 2.9 million, where they were at 4 million at one point. Louisiana 45,000, and Mississippi as a whole has just about cut it in half. 18,000 is where they are. All right, let's go to EMEPA and see where we are with EMEPA this morning. They were working hard to get those. I think it was down to 100 last night, a little over 100. All right, this morning EMEPA didn't quite get there last night. As we look at this, let me hit that button right there. 62 people are without power on EMEPA at this point. As we go into the map here, it's going to be a little north of Meridian, out toward Collinsville. There's a few places here as we look at this. As we move up in a few places in Kemper County, let's look at the breakdown. Moscow still, but boy, look at the difference there. Up to 16. All of this area was out last night. Let's look at this county by county. In Kemper County, it's down to 51 people without power. Winston County, 2. Lauderdale, 7 left. And then 1 in Newton County. They're getting there. As I get updates from EMEPA, we'll pass that along also as we look at that. Did I show that to you? That's the breakdown here. I may have had that screen off. But 51 there, 2, and as you go down the list there. And again, you can visit this. Go to emepa.com. It's a great way to keep up with what's going on in your neighborhood, and it will be lit up in red where there's no power. And you can zoom into the road that you live on. If for some reason you don't have power and it's not listed there, you just go click here and then type in your information, and you can pass it along to EMEPA, and they'll know that they need to come to your area. But I'll say this also about EMEPA. One of the very few people left that they still have live people. They really care about their customers. How many times have you called other companies and you're sent to some foreign country and you and them cannot speak the same language? I've had those headaches. And you just want to talk to somebody that, well, speaks English, that understands you. That's what you'll get when you get EMEPA. They take care of you, and hats off to them. All right, let's move down the line and look at some other carriers here as we go over toward, let's see here, select a location. Let's do this, and that did not work. I was trying to look at Southern Pine, and that one is not cooperating this morning for whatever reason. Let's see if I can get that. Still not working right. All right, hang on here. Here we go. I'm getting it to work now. This is Southern Pine this morning. Newton, 2,600 people still without power that are on the Southern Pine as you go down. Smith County down to 914, and Jasper County 737, and Scott County just right over here is down to 654. Still a lot of people in Newton County without power. So we do realize that the church opening up last night and letting folks in was a big need that they needed there. All right, let's go to Mississippi Power and see what they've got. Things have improved for Mississippi Power. They are down to 9 customers that are out of power at this point. That's improving. They had, I think, about 70 last night at dark that they were working on and got that cut down to 9. That's even better. All right, let's go to, this is going to be, let me look here, Central Electric. Let's go up toward Neshoba County for this last one here and take a look at the power outages that we have there. And that is a pretty big cluster there, almost 2,400 people without power in Neshoba County that is on Southern Pine this morning. If you'll look at this, these red areas are a lot of people. As you look at this map here, as you go up in Neshoba County Lake, a bunch of people, especially anywhere east of 19 in the Neshoba community. We got several people there. You've got 29 people at Neshoba. As you look here, 11 here on Highway 492 around Union. You've got 63 in a wad there. There's several around the Union area. If you'll look at this, Hill Rock through there as you go up 743 there just off of Highway 16. There's a lot of people down through here and north of 16 as well. So still large power outages in Neshoba County on Southern Pine as they slowly start to climb out of this and put that back together as well. Let's see here. Let's see if I have missed anything. The United States Post Office is back on today. They're open back up. That's great news. Those back roads are not going to be good in Newton County, so they're going to limp through there, but they are trying to ease through there. That is good news. Good morning to William Smith watching from Clark County. Glad to have you there. Angie White, how are you today? Or Angela White. Let me back up and say that. Good morning to Pam Grice. Also, good morning to Cindy Morris. Lisa Peavy up and drinking coffee before the frozen barn chores. I'm sure that is because, when you get into the animals, it is a farmer, and if you've got cattle, you got horses, you got to go out and all this and make sure that they're still getting it. Sandy White is up. Good morning. Still feel trapped? I'm sure you do. Not looking forward to travel from here on 19 and then into Philadelphia. How's your travel? After you cross into Neshoba County, be extremely careful, Sandy. Roads there are bad. I would check if you've got anybody you can talk to there at the four-way stop. As you come into Philadelphia, as you come off that hill, I'd be extremely careful. And if you could speak to anybody up that way to find out. I'll see if I can get up with the police department here in a little bit and find out what the road conditions are from the police department side, as I'm sure they've been out. But if you've got to go that way, be extra careful. Good morning to Tammy Radcliffe Godwin. She says she's sorry that everybody in our area is having that bad weather there. How are roads on 19 to Meridian from House? And that comes from Christine Bozeman. After you get into Lauderdale County, pretty good. Stay in the lane of traffic that has the cleared side. There's on the 4-lane, one side is travel more than the other. Just go nice and slow. Don't speed. Don't tap your brakes on bridges, and you should be fine. I know 100% sure after you get where you come up on Walmart and Meridian from Collinsville to there, that's been traveled a good bit this morning, and those were good. Donna Roseman said, God bless the linemen. They have been working hard. We can't thank them enough. Good morning to Cliff Gardner. Also, Karen Hurd is up, and I suppose, Karen, you're having your coffee by that fireplace. Hope so. Has anyone traveled Highway 14 between Macon and Louisville? It comes from Richie Knox. The last I had heard, that area was pretty rough on 14 there. There had been numerous people. This was probably 2 or 3 o'clock yesterday, the last time I heard of anything on 14 in that area of slippery. A lot of cars had eased off the road from the ice. So if you're trying there, if anybody's got information that lives Highway 14 between Louisville and Macon, let us know on that. Inbox me or post here on the page so we can get that information out. Wendy Oglesby, Newton County power is still out. Roads look okay from Hickory to Meridian on the interstate. Well, that's good news. Let's see. Morning, Scotty Ray. Thanks for all you do. I appreciate that. They're coming in from Diane Crawford. Lisa Cates, what are we looking at when rain comes this afternoon? We'll do the forecast next and look at the temperatures. West of Meridian, bad weather again. Meridian looks to be okay. The temperatures should hold steady. We'll get deep into that in just a second. Christy Harrison asked, anyone know the road conditions between Bethsaida to Meridian on Highway 19 North? So if you've got any information on Bethsaida to Meridian, let us know. I would assume that being a little bit south, that if you drive slow, it will be okay. Don't put my word to it because I haven't actually spoken to anybody on the south end of town. How's the interstate to Newton? Slippery. Tanya Spivey, slippery. After you get outside of Meridian, the further west you go, the worse it is in between here and Newton. As we looked at the cameras a minute ago, still on the roads, it looks nothing like the streets in downtown Meridian. Sandy White tagged a picture from the Delta. That'll be interesting to see. 19 South is clear. Keith McCary just said that 19 South is clear in Meridian, so that's good news for us there. All right, let's talk forecast of what we got. And again, I'm going to do two forecasts because we really have two different things that are going to start going on today. We got rain in one area, and we've got the chance of sleet and ice in another. So we're going to do Meridian, and this will take in Clark County and east here into Alabama, what I'm going to talk about now. The second forecast we'll go west of Meridian and all points north that could have some more mess that is coming. All right, today we have a 70% chance of showers, and it's going to be mainly after 4 o'clock this afternoon. High near 39, so we're above freezing. Most things will start to melt a little bit. Tonight, Meridian, 100% chance of rain, likely before 7, and then possibly a thunderstorm, off and on chances in between 7 and 5 a.m. could produce some heavy rainfall, low about 33. So it's saying that it will be above. Rainfall amounts is a lot. 1 to 2 inches of rain is going to fall tonight. So it's going to be a lot. We have 20-mile-an-hour gusts for tonight. Tomorrow, the Meridian area, when you wake up, 70% chance of rain, likely before 1 o'clock in the afternoon. A high of 44. Gusts are going to be about 20 miles an hour. And again, both of these temps that I've brought up from Meridian are above freezing. Good news. As we move into Thursday night, 30% chance of rain before 7. Then we get into 23 degrees, which we should watch. Now, it's not saying any accumulation that maybe it'll be gone by then. Let's keep fingers crossed. By Friday, sunshine returns to the area in 43, 21 on Friday night, and we'll get into sunshine in 53 on the weekend. And all this stuff is over by Saturday. All right, let's go to, this will incorporate Newton, Neshoba County, Kemper, and also Winston counties and all points back west with this forecast here. Today, and we'll look at radar and show you what's coming. You know how we didn't see snow on radar yesterday? I see a bunch of snow on radar today. It's picking it up. So if it's picking it up, it's got to be a good bit. All right, a slight chance of freezing rain and sleet before 1 o'clock. Now again, this is Newton, Neshoba, Winston areas. Then a 90% chance of freezing rain in between 1 and 4 o'clock, the rain showers, then rain only after 4. High today is going to be 36, barely above freezing. Total daytime ice accumulation will be 1/10 to 3/10 of an inch of possibility of accumulation. Little to no expected, but it could be up to 3 inches, 3/10 of an inch possible. Tonight, 100% chance of rain before 7, then freezing rain between 7 and 1. Then rain or freezing rain is likely in the wee hours of the morning. 1/10 of an inch is possible for accumulation tonight in those areas. So it's going to be a mess again. By tomorrow, 70% chance of freezing rain is likely. Then becoming rain after 10 o'clock. Some thunder is, we'll get there, some more thunder snow possibly. A high tomorrow is going to be 38. Little ice accumulation expected for tomorrow, but tonight will be the concern in daylight. Thursday, 30% chance of rain before 7, and then hit a low of 18. By Friday, 38, 18 on Friday night, and by the weekend, we'll have sunshine and 49. So the areas that we're going to be concerned about is going to be today and tonight, west of Meridian and northwest of Meridian. Now, let's go over, as I said yesterday, where did the snow come from? We couldn't see it. We can see it today. Let's look at radar this morning as to what is falling out there. This is Greenwood. This is the Mississippi Delta. Here we are. This is downtown Meridian. And let's go over these, and then we'll get into what all of this stuff is here. Right now in Meridian, there's a hard freeze warning. Not too bad. We expected that. As we go up to Kemper County, it has a winter weather advisory and a hard freeze warning. As we look at Macon, the areas in Neshoba County have a winter weather advisory, a hard freeze warning. We bump back over one county, and this is going to be Winston. It's a winter storm warning and a hard freeze warning. We go down to, let's see here, into Neshoba County, and it's a winter storm warning. That's just, 30 minutes from here. Winter storm warning still in effect and a hard freeze warning. We go into Newton County, and Newton is going to be the how bad will it be? It's going to skirt y'all today. Winter weather advisory like Kemper County, and then a hard freeze warning. And as you go down into just south of there into Jasper County, it's going to be just like Meridian, just a hard freeze warning. You go one county over, and they've got the winter weather advisory there through Smith County. What we expect is this storm, when you see all of this here, it's going to come up through here and move northeasterly along here. Winston County should get it. Neshoba County should get it. As you get through Newton, that's going to be the skirting edge of this thing as it comes across. This right here is sleet. All the pink that you see back in here, now this is just the warned area. This lighter pink is just the warned area that tells you what the county has. The white stuff, look at all that. That is snow that is out there. Little Rock, Arkansas, Jonesboro coming in on Memphis, Springfield, all those areas. We're more concerned about what's going on here, aren't we? So get away from up there. All right, let's zoom in and take a look here. Stark, Vegas. You're going to be getting some of this before long. Just west of there, as you go across on 82, you're going to get into this. As you zoom in, Eupora It's just coming in on you. Kilmichael, Winona, these areas already have snow this morning. Behind that, Greenwood is starting to see some sleet this morning, north points of there. As we go back here south of Vicksburg, back over to Monroe, Louisiana, look at that, Ruston. They've got a bunch of this sleet coming down now. And that's what's going to come across this area through Jackson, this sleet, and go right up through here. They're expecting it not to even make it to Lauderdale County. Right here, the lighter purple is the line of where it will skirt and move out of the area. If you're in here in the pink area, you're going to get some accumulation with it. And possibility there at Newton, because it's a mess already, as we know, with the interstate systems and all. That's where we are. That's what we've got coming at this point. Now, this will be updated several times today. We'll know more as the morning hours come apart. It is daylight outside now. And what is it down now? A little coming up on 7 o'clock is what we've got, is 7 a.m. So treat everything that you come up onto it as a bad area. That's the best way. Just treat it as it could be horrible. Drive slow if you've got your travels, and be careful. Just be safe about what you do. If your car starts sliding, don't hit the brakes. It's not going to help. It's just going to increasingly make your car spin and get out of control. Now, I'll be back in a little bit as we get more information on closings and things that are going on. All right, now, I did not do that, did I? Let's go back over here and go to what I do know about some of the things going on. And that did not work. I don't know why it didn't. But all right, here we go. Let's go here and let me show you. Let me get this out of the way so I can also see. This is what is expected with temperatures over the next 10 days. It's going to be above average. We start warming back up here across the state of Mississippi and Alabama and Louisiana as well. So the cold front's moving out. That's good news. As we look at the record highs and record lows, we come real close to tapping this. We're at 18. We didn't beat it. I think yesterday we may have. The high ever set was 80 degrees back in 2018. The record low was 1903 at a whopping 15 degrees. And like I said, we almost beat that today. It was real close there. The extended forecast there, as you look forward on all of this, 70% chance of rain. This is the Meridian forecast. And as you get into next week, we're going to be 65 in short sleeves again by Tuesday. Can you believe that? Freezing at 18 right now and drastically changing. It is the South. That's why it is that way. As we jump to that Philadelphia forecast, as we see freezing rain today, freezing rain tomorrow, it's still in that forecast. But as Meridian, that will turn around for you next week and be back into the 60s, and we'll be wearing our Hawaiian flowery shirts before you know it. As you look for the extended forecast on into March, we're going to get several days there of almost 70 degrees. Look at that as we get toward March the 3rd. Nighttime lows will get to the 40s, and it won't be bad at all. So that's a brief outlook of what we've got this morning so far of road conditions as we travel along. All right, let's mention what I do know that is closed today. If I don't mention you, inbox me so I can add this and let everybody know today. Here we go with what we've got. This morning, Russell Christian Academy is closed. Kemper Academy is closed. Philadelphia Public Schools are closed today. Virtual learning for Lauderdale County. The Meridian Airport still closed, and Jackson Airport is closed. I think everything will go back to operations tomorrow. Let's hope so. And again, if you've got a private plane, can still land and take off. It's just the airlines are not coming. Barbara Henson's daycare is closed today. EMCC will do virtual classes. Meridian Public Schools are having virtual learning. Yeah, they're on that. Also, let's see here. We've got the Livingston Stockyard is closed today. As we look at Barbara Henson's, I had that on there twice. Also, MCC is virtual. Newton County schools are closed today. Newton County Academy is closed. Neshoba County schools are closed today. Lamar School is closed. And the Lauderdale County today, only essential employees report to work. The Board of Supervisors will have their meeting at 9 a.m. today. As you can see here, the list is smaller today. Forest School District is closed today, and Kemper County schools are also doing virtual learning today. If I did not have you, inbox me. We'll add you to the list of things that are going on this morning so everybody can know what's going on in your neck of the woods as well. I'm wanting to check down through here. Let's see. Lisa Peavy said her lineman's face is cold, chapped from all this time in the elements. He's gone again for another day in the work, line wife. And that's true. Those guys have been at it, getting very little sleep. Ray Gafford said his heat pump is tired and needs a break. I bet it is. And don't forget to, if your heat pump is having issues, don't forget to flip that over to the emergency heat where they will work a little bit better. Now, they burn more electricity, but they keep going because they will freeze up and those fans won't work right. Next thing you know, you're blowing cold heat. I've had them do that before in the past. Let's see. Any updates on I-20 from Meridian to Morton? Very, very rough weather in between outside of Meridian west from Newton. I believe the interstate is still blocked at this point where we had it yesterday. I want to say that's, let me look at that. I've got that written down here of the exits. Let me find that. Take me just a second. I know it's live and I didn't have it in front of me, so I apologize on that, but I've got it right up here. All right, it's I-20 between mile marker 91 and 109, between Newton and Forest. That is where the big issue is right there. As it was a little bit of a crawl through there. We'll check to see what's going on. If you're in that area and have noticed any travel that is coming back to life, let me know. Somebody said, Ken Buffington said we need to go after the old groundhog. Yeah, he did predict this, didn't he? 6 more weeks of winter. He was right on it. Stacy Hensley says, thank you. I do appreciate you watching there. James Ware watching this morning. Also, Sandy Cruz sunshine this morning. It looks beautiful outside. I'm going to look at that in just a few moments. I have not, it was dark when me and my Mo dogs were out there roaming around at 4 this morning, and they only stayed about 4 minutes. They wasn't really into going and sniffing things like they normally do, and I have to chase them. Sheila Cook Davis, has anyone traveled 145 coming into Meridian? I know 19, I've been told, is good. Most of Clark County last night at dark 30, roads were good. I highly suggest driving slow, though, if you're coming in, Sheila, to Meridian on that. Drive careful. I have not gotten any reports this morning on the big hill going up toward the Evangel Temple. If anybody has any information on that, I know they made it yesterday. It was no travel troubles at all yesterday on that hill. So I assume if yesterday was good, it ought to be decent today. But don't take my word for it. Drive slow. I hadn't gotten a confirmation on that. Sylvia Stewart says she's ready for spring. I think a lot of people are really ready for that 60-degree weather next week. Everybody will be packing their stuff, heading to the beach before long. We're halfway through the month already. Can you believe that? Good morning from Joyce Godwin. Hope you're doing good this morning also. Good morning to you. That's a recap of what I've got going on so far this morning as we get the day going, and we're going to make it through this. I know that if you're sitting at home without power right now and you're watching me sort of in the dark, it's rough. I saw on Facebook last night where somebody had went and taken their car battery out and had rigged it with, the lights that you plug into the wall and put clamps on it to where they could have a light in the house, and had the heater on the little butane bottle there. They had figured it out. Let's take a moment before we go and talk about what goes on at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. It's a lot goes on there because they take care of you. Come in and see them today. And, of course, spring, believe it or not, is around the corner. Exit 151 off the interstate. They got all your plants and flowers. They're getting ready for this. Pot and soil, and, of course, all the stuff that you put in your flower beds to make it look prettier. They've got all that lined up for you. Disinfectant to fight the COVID, to keep it out, to keep everything clean as you go through. There's plenty of T-shirts to take care of you, the Mobucks, and you will one day want to wear that. I know this morning at 18 you're thinking, why are you talking about short-sleeve shirts? You'll want it again. Also, those Carhartt jeans, they got a great selection of those, along with some of the best boots you'll ever put on your feet. That's Georgia boots. They wear great. If you've never owned a Georgia boot, you're outside a lot and work, you'll love that boot there. Comfortable. Of course, during this, you need some good snow boots. Yeah, that'll keep your feet dry there. If you hadn't got a set of those, have your set. Keep them in your truck. Along with these heaters, they're one of the most popular things. If you think that you might not have some power, good to have a little backup heater there to keep warm. Got to have some butane bottles to keep them running. Also, cameras, if you need security, they'll do that for you. As well as any of your seed for your animals. And like they said, they're really taking care of the livestock today. People are going to be loading up on this. Any type of bedding for your animals, they have that for you, along with all your horse and feed and seed. And if you need a gun, They got a great gun department as well with ammunition and all. The Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Take that short drive, visit with your friends, and they'll take care of business for you. Again, I want to thank everybody that helps us out here at the weather department, that comes through, that sponsors us, that hang with us through this, gets our forecast through for us. EMEPA, great folks to deal with, along with Eastgate Tire, Matthew and his good folks out in the Meridian community. They're open this morning. They'll be there if you need anything done to your tires. Maybe yours is a little too sleek. You need a set of mud tires, grips. They got them. Lauderdale County Farm Supplies, we just talked about them, along with Piggly Wiggly there. They're open this morning. SMI Automotive, Joe and his friendly staff, they'll help you with all your needs. If you need a winch, talk to them. Any accessory for your truck. San Marcos, they should be back open and going today. If you need some great food, Chino will take care of you. Sanders Gas, delivering all of that. They'll be making some deliveries today. Call ahead and talk to them if you need something. Sanders will help you there. Tiffany Blues Decor, yeah, for all your inside, if you need any decor for your home, she has a little something just for you. Rick Justice Automotive, if you're looking for a car, drop in and see my friend Tom. He'll get you going. Kim's Photography, she takes great pictures. And, of course, if you need any graphics, you need a logo, you need a sign, lettering on your truck, it is Graphics Guru here in Meridian, just off B Street. Drop in to see Zane. Great fellow. You'll be glad that you dropped in and visited with him. All right, we'll be back in just a little bit to add to all of this and let you know what the conditions are. Surely, explain how the government controls the weather. I have no idea. I'd have to think more into what that statement meant. Check on your pets. Kellyanne Burnham said birds are hungry. Yeah, if you got bird feeders, throw some bird seed out for those because they do get hungry. I've seen the blackbirds. Have y'all seen that in your yard? Just wherever there was a piece of grass, they were all on top of it trying to find them a worm there or whatever they eat. So take care of your old puppy dogs and kitty cats and all that as well. All right, I'll be back in a couple hours, maybe a little less than that, as I gather information, and we'll go back live and give you some more information to make sure that we make this as comfortable as we can as we go through the Winter Storm 2021. Anybody think 20 was so bad now? Yeah, and this is only February. Lots more coming, isn't it? We don't know what the rest of this year holds. And eventually, Candace will rejoin me, and we'll get back to a regular scheduled morning show at 8:30 like we normally do weekdays. We hadn't let Candace travel. These back roads to get here where she lives can be a little serious there, so we'll watch that. Let me see here. I thought I saw a message. All right, I just got this in from Mike Marlowe over in the area. We still have a major ice on I-20 as of right now. It's still shut down at the county line to Scott County. Multiple stranded trucks on I-20. We are diverting as much as we can to Highway 80. It's a mess. This is not to say that we don't have vehicles that try and travel I-20. So again, if you had in your mind that you wanted to leave here and head toward Jackson, don't do it. It's going to get worse because the weather is coming in. Let me repeat that of what's going on to the west of us. I-20 has major problems as of right now, still shut down at the county line in Scott County. That's right there over by Forest, a little bit before you get into Forest, but that's about where that Scott County line is, just speaking vaguely to give you an idea there. Multiple stranded trucks on I-20 and diverting as much traffic as they can to Highway 80. It's a mess over there. So if you can avoid that area, do so. If you live there, stay at home and keep warm because there's more trouble coming your way today with that forecast. I'm glad I got that from Mike. Thank you, Mike Marlowe. As I said, let me just double check, make sure MDOT hadn't updated anything over here. No, I don't. Let me hit a F5 and refresh while we're sitting here looking at one another. That's all right with everybody. No, they have not updated their page. As we look back, let's just pull this up here. If you're just tuning in, just so you'll see what I'm. This is I-20 here. All this red, Pelahatchie. As you look at that, caution all directions. Risk is high. All of this red is where it's just bad. Lake, you are here to Newton. This is right where it's still shut down, right there. You see that? Can't get through there. So avoid the area if at all possible. I'll keep these updates coming for you throughout the day. And as always, if you've got a question, please inbox me. I'd love to hear from you. to know what the conditions are where you are. It really helps others. It may keep somebody at home that doesn't need to. Now, Lauderdale County, from all indications, Lauderdale County and Clark County, things are pretty okay to drive. The western side of Lauderdale County, if there's any issues, is the worst that we've got there, that joins Newton County. And the east side, pretty good. Still treated safely as you approach it. But Lauderdale and Clark, better than most. Issues from Newton, Neshoba, Winston, all points toward Mississippi State University, north of Macon, Mississippi, those areas. Kemper, I hadn't gotten a lot of reports from Kemper County this morning. I know, Tooney, where are you when I need you? Tooney's my checkpoint on the roads. Tooney Hill. He'll let us know here in a little bit how the roads are there. And we'll check in with James Moore also to see if there's any travel conditions that we need to know about from Kemper County, from the sheriff as well. Thank you for coming and being a part of this. We'll have more updates throughout the day here at Scotty Ray's Weather as we continue. Most of all, stay warm and just somebody told me this morning it was like a superpower. And you really sit back and think about this. The superpower that so many people don't have, common sense. Use common sense on everything that you do when you approach things, when driving, before you stick a match to something, whatever it is. Back and just use a little common sense. You don't have to have a rocket science degree to figure a lot of things out. Again, thank you. I appreciate you. We've had a great success this week. Hopefully we've helped you and somebody else and your neighbor. If you don't mind, invite your friends to my page so they'll hear about it and be informed as well. We'll be back with more as the day progresses here at Scotty Ray's Weather.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by